Good morning. This is a recording from my home office. I think I introduced you to this place before. Um, as promised, I want to talk a little bit about 3 a.m. in the morning. Um, and this is going to come from two perspectives, and they're all going to coincide at some point. First, let me introduce you to a friend of mine, sort of. His name is Nikola Tesla. If you've never heard of Nikola Tesla, you've heard of the Tesla cars, and um, you know a little bit about current Tesla. But Nikola Tesla was a scientist who lived around the turn of the century between the 18 and 1900s. He was immensely uh, important in a lot of ways. Um, he was a visionary, and there's a lot of suspicion around his death. I'm not going to get into all that part of it. I just want to tell you that I came across Nikola Tesla um, when I was actually researching some success principles, because we always talk about Thomas Edison trying the light bulb 1,000 times, and it wasn't failures. It was just trying to get it right 1,000 times. It's about persistence, and that's a whole big thing that people talk about Edison about. And quite frankly, um, Tesla and Edison were uh, two people that were in competition in a lot of ways about a lot of things. And Edison, because of his financial prowess, overpowered Tesla in a lot of ways. But let me just tell you a couple of quick things about Tesla before I get to the 3 a.m. thing. Tesla created the Tesla coil, which is a magnetic coil for power, the induction motor. You might know that we use alternating current, not direct current. Well, that was a big dispute between Edison and Tesla. Edison wanted to use the whole world to use direct current, and Tesla saw that alternating current would be better because you wouldn't need as many poles to string out the electricity across, because it bounces back and forth. And there's technical reasons. You can look all that up. But what happened was, in the World's Fair, I think it was 1920 in Chicago, they were trying to decide how to power it, and they took proposals from Edison and Tesla, and Tesla's alternating current ultimately won, and that was a springboard to all of us using alternating current to this day. So he is immensely important. He also is uh, was a, was a trailblazer. He envisioned electricity wirelessly, and he envisioned radio frequencies and different things like that. And a lot of his inventions came true. And he believed in a lot of spiritual things. He was a spiritual man, and he um, had a unique way of sleeping. I don't remember the term for it. You may know it, but he would sleep for 2 hours at a time, frequent naps. Um, and he believed that that's how he got the most mental power for his inventive genius. He was particularly um, cognizant of the use of the 3 a.m. hour. He said that this was the place where um, it was the hour of the soul, where the universal um, was as close to the earthly as possible. 3 a.m. He realized that there was a great power potential at that time, because our minds were the most creative at that time, because it was the middle of the night where we were rested, and God uses that time to stretch the divine and the earthly and bring them closer together. Now, Bishop Barron has a couple of talks about prayer at 3 a.m. and why we wake up. I saw some other spiritual writers talk about the fact that when God wakes us up at 3 o'clock, it's because He wants to get our undivided attention, to give us an invitation to His grace. Sometimes it is a call that we're being made to pray for somebody. Like we wake up and somebody needs prayer, and God is waking us up to do intercessory prayer for somebody. We might not even know the person. And then it's also a time when we can bridge the gap between our restlessness and our sleep. Anyway, 3 o'clock is by a lot of people known to be a very spiritual place where the veil between earthly and godly is the thinnest. And that's the spiritual dimension. Bishop Barron, if you Google it, he has a long prayer that he says you could say at 3 o'clock. And it's got a lot of dimensions to it. So when you have a bishop like Bishop Barron acknowledging that 3 o'clock is a special time, and you have somebody on the science side like Nikola Tesla who um, acknowledges 3 o'clock as the hour of the soul, then you know that there's something potentially divine in here in that hour. I don't know about you, but what happens to me at 3 o'clock is sometimes I get awakened, and the Lord is impressing upon me an issue or something. For example, this whole title of my daily uploads, Deacon Jodi Daily, came to me at 3 o'clock in the morning. And I remembered it, I wrote it, and I threw it out there the other day to see if people liked the name, and I'm getting positive feedback. I haven't decided to do it yet, but once I get the software to create banners and stuff around my recordings, I'll probably implement that as the name, unless somebody comes up with something different or a different one. But that's just an example of how God can use the creative part of your mind at its most sensitive time, 3 o'clock in the morning, to let you creatively process things. I'm working on a proposal with a friend on something that I'm not going to talk about it on a video, but he came to me and he believes that the Blessed Virgin Mary is talking to him. And he actually went to see a nun who is known to be very spiritual, and she said, "Yeah, Mary's talking to you." And he brought that issue to me, and he and I are kind of brainstorming it together. And the other morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm wide awake, and some aspects of that came into my consciousness. And so when I woke up, I texted him the two words that were impressed upon me at 3 o'clock in the morning, and he couldn't believe it. And so I'm a believer that 3 o'clock is a very important time, and you're not going to wake up every morning at 3 o'clock, and special things are going to happen. But it is a time that if you wake up at 3, number one, be real careful if you get out of bed, because you want to make sure that you're awake. Okay, that's just a health thing, because some people like I have a friend that got up during the night recently, and he tripped, and he basically hit his head, had a brain bleed. He's okay, but he took a fall. So if you get up at 3 o'clock, be careful, okay? Um, um, but know that there's some special things that can happen at 3 o'clock, and I want to maybe share some more about Nikola Tesla with you in later videos, because he's an interesting character, and I really, really like him, and I've done some studying about him, and so I'll do that. But the purpose of this is to simply say, put your antenna up there about 3 o'clock in the morning, and if you're being awakened at 3 o'clock, it might be that God is trying to talk to you about something muy importante. So, with that, I'm going to sign off and let you know that I'll be praying for you and you pray for me. And I'll continue to post uh, videos that I hope are good enough for people to like and follow. So if you would, make sure you follow my YouTube channel. Make sure you follow my Deacon Jodi Facebook page. And I'll be using Instagram and some uh, other ways to get my content out there, make it available to people. So I hope you're enjoying it. If you do, respond to it, like it, share with me, give me comments. I'd appreciate it. And I look forward to future videos with you. God bless everybody.